Hello and welcome to the S37 ISFL Draft. I am CC, your host and button clicker. I'm the GM of the Chicago Butchers, so I'm reading for the Butchers and for the Liberty as well. And with me, I have three awesome people who can introduce themselves now.
Well, I am GM of Berlin, and my new player Diggs sideline touchdown, a safety in the DSFL soon, and that's it.
Hey, I am Swanky Pants. I'm the GM of the Colorado Yeti, and my player is the quarterback Live, Laugh, Love.
My name is Unconfident. I am the GM of the Austin Copperheads, and my new player, Carly Ray Jensen, will be a lot better than DeWalt's. And I'm also, in the DSL.
I agree. Are we ready to kick this off?
Sorry, I had my mic muted.
I was so confused.
I was talking, but nobody was saying anything to me. All right. I was hoping that that they could hear us, but I think that people are saying our names. I think that's confirmation enough. So let's go ahead and get this underway. So with the first pick, Berlin is on the clock.
With the first overall pick in the S37 ISFL Draft, Berlin picks amidships Charlie Thorson. So we were pretty excited to see. Well, of course, we knew we were going to get midships, but we looked at all options, and mid was somebody who just stood out during the entire draft process. Somebody that I've had a chance to interact with and work with ever since they joined the league, and then as former teammates with Baltimore on our first players. We know that they do a great job with their time in HO. They did an excellent job with their time as a GM, and we're excited to add them to the team.
I had an awesome conversation with the mid, and I knew there was no way he was going to make it to our pick, but I still had my fingers crossed, and you shattered my dreams whenever he went overall.
I was so devastated that we couldn't get a mid because he was my former GM, my first GM in the ISFL, and the guy I replaced in Austin. So it's kind of brutal that you got him, but he's great. So happy for you.
All right. Next up, we have New York.
All right, with the second pick in the S37 draft, the New York Silverbacks are going to take wide receiver Matthew Mara from user High Stick King. So the notes I have here say High Stick King was someone that we had our eye on the moment he created. He's a user with an amazing reputation coming from another league. He had a willingness for positional flexibility and a pretty clear personality fit. So the New York Silverbacks saw this as a no-brainer at second overall. And they're hoping Matthew Mara can do some great things with them.
Nice. All right. Next up is Colorado. Sorry, I was responding to a DM.
Oh, it's all right. So right back to me.
Yeah.
So for the third overall pick in the S37 draft, the Colorado Yeti will select quarterback Grayson Yates from user Arctic. So curious how many people had Colorado being the first team to take a quarterback in this draft. But I really enjoyed. I spoke with Arctic personally, scouted him. I really, really enjoyed my conversation with him. He also, I mean, it should be probably pretty obvious. He's not necessarily going to be playing quarterback with us. He had a lot of versatility with what he was willing to swap to. Namely, he said he would prefer defense, which is great because we're kind of on, the tail end of that rebuild, and we got a lot of positions we want to fill on the defensive side, especially. So yeah, I don't know what position he's going to be playing yet, but it's definitely a conversation we're going to be having.
Nice. Yeah, I know. I didn't scout Arctic, but my scouts had some raving reviews about him, so I'm sure that's a great pick there. Next up, we have UC and Austin.
So with the fourth overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Dolores Bickerman, that render. Oh my, Dolores Bickerman.
R.I.P.
Elite.
Kaya Prack, quarterback from Tijuana. So Kaya is a user. She has a player, and that's about all I've got. No, no, Kaya, she's awesome. Used to be on Austin. She's a fantastic earner, fantastic user. We're very excited to bring her in. She also will probably not end up playing quarterback for us, but we love her.
It breaks my heart to hear that she's not playing quarterback for you guys, because Chicago is after a quarterback this draft, and that's 3 off the board by pick 4.
I think I got CC a little hyped up. I kept saying, I think Kaya's going to go to Chicago as a quarterback.
And what did I say every single time?
No chance.
There's no chance. All right. Next up is Baltimore.
Oh, that's also me.
Yep.
I was giving Kaya her role in Austin. I forgot that I also have to do that.
Oh, one more thing, actually. I enjoy the fact that Amid is the one that made this this render.
Yeah. Did the mid make Kaya's graphic? Or?
Yeah, he made the image.
Oh, no. Wait, no, other way around. Did Kaya make a mids?
I don't know, and I don't want to click on the screen to find out until you announce the next pick.
Well, I guess we'll just never know.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let's move on. So with the 5th overall pick, the Baltimore Hawks select Preston Beats, user Darkness Rising, another quarterback. People really want their quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
So here are some notes. This was probably the easiest pick we've made in a while. We are not only selecting one of the core members of the league, we are also selecting the brother of our GM, NTG. Win-win. Darkness will be the future of the Hawks at the QB position, and we're very excited, and we're very happy to get him here at 5th overall. I agree.
Yeah,
very nice.
Darkness, awesome user.
Look at those stats, though. Look at those stats.
Yeah. Was it only one game that he switched for? Gotcha.
I think it was like one game.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of that free switch.
Yep.
Something like that.
We can only hope those stats are replicated.
I hope so, yeah. All right, New Orleans is on the clock.
With the 6th pick of the first round in the ISFL draft, the New Orleans second line select Moldy Cheese, player Jason Oxius?
Sure.
Osius? I don't know. But I've got great things to say. I don't know which. I think Guitar Master wrote all of New Orleans' notes, but they said going into this draft, we had a really big need at cornerback for the future, and we were looking to get one of the best in the draft. Glims in the War Room let them know about one of their players, Moldy Cheese, and since joining the league, he has been one of the best new users, super active in the locker room, a War Room member, and the person who writes up defensive game balls for Bondi. We felt this would be a slam dunk pick at a huge position of need, and we are really excited to bring them to New Orleans.
Yep, seems like an awesome user. Love to see new users go in the first round. So.
Or you'll have to put up with some say, but yeah, it seems like a slam dunk of a pick.
All right, New York is up next.
All right, well, with the number 7 pick in the S37 draft, New York will select defensive end Bay Webb from user the Hammer 43. So the notes here I have say the Hammer was someone we felt had a great personality that would fit in with the culture of New York. We view Bay Webb as someone who contributes heavily on and off the field, and with the Silverback D-line being one of our weakest spots at the moment, we're hoping the Hammer can help usher in the next wave of the New York sack exchange.
Hammer is a dude that really has impressed me lately. Like, really, this is a very good pick for New York.
Yeah, I mean, I've just seen his media and stuff, and he's come on really strong like late here. Like he was always
a machine. Yep.
Yeah, he was always a good pick, but like really recently here, he's like really kicked into overdrive.
And he scouted me for Dallas. That was a great conversation. So like, this is a good pick. They're gonna get a good player for a very long time.
You responded to a Dallas scout?
It's Hammer. How could I not?
Did you tell him you thought your mother was hot or not?
I don't want to talk about it. No comment.
All right. Swanky is up again with the Yeti.
All right, yep, back to back once again with the number 8 pick in the S37 draft. The Colorado Yeti will select Safety Inspector Gadget from user Gadget. So similar to how Arctic was kind of a surprise, because I think nobody really thought we'd take a quarterback that early. I think Inspector Gadget here, just looking on TPE, is probably going to be a surprise to a lot of people. But this guy really, if you know like his background, he had a medical issue that kind of hampered his earning, but he joined initially really strong, and then kind of had that happen, and then came back really strong late. So we're really hoping he can keep that up. When we were inviting prospects into our locker room, this guy sent probably more messages than I think the rest of the class combined. Honestly, like he just fit in so well with us, and we're like, we could maybe get him later, but we would rather lock him up now and make sure we get him.
Nice. Sounds like a match made in heaven. Congrats to Gadget. Yellowknife is up next.
Let's go. So with the 9th overall pick, the Yellowknife Wraiths select Dusty Wilson, offensive lineman from KCC. And here's what they had to say about this pick. So the Wraiths are very excited to announce their first-round pick in this draft, offensive lineman Dusty Wilson. Dusty will pair with JT Kurbis well on the line, setting up a strong ring of protection around veteran quarterback Dustin Parmalee and opening up holes for the talented pair of running backs. Dusty really impressed the Yellowknife scouts, and we are looking forward to having him on the line for years to come.
We were really hoping that Dusty would fall to our pick if there were no quarterbacks available. But with the cap going down $5 million, I can't. I'm not surprised that offensive linemen are going early. But next up is Berlin.
With the 10th pick of the first round in the S37 ISFL Draft, Berlin picks RDB Southpaw, Jordan Hartline. So our dream draft going into this was picking a mid, or actually high stick king too, 1 or 2 overall. Early on, we just weren't sure which one. We ended up deciding to go with a mid. But then the second part was trying to get Southpaw at 10, and strongly considered trading up a couple of times just because I wasn't sure with who was picking that they might take him. He has some strong connections with several players. But at the end of the day, we were happy to get Southpaw here at this pick. He's a current SHL Juniors GM and a former DSFL GM, so they know the league very well. They're probably the best Halo player in this draft, so the big positive there.
On. Oh wait, in the draft, okay, in the draft, yeah.
In the draft, well, and way better than you, but
hold on.
And Southpaw is just a good person, somebody I've talked to even with their time away from the league, so couldn't be happier than to get them at the 10th overall pick.
You realize you're talking to the kills leader for the runners up of the lowest league in the PHCL, right?
And where'd you place in the tournament?
Runner up.
You weren't good.
All right.
With the 11th pick in the first round of the S37 ISFL Draft, Honolulu picks Orbiting Death, Nova. I don't even know how to say that.
Montaigne.
It's French,
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Too American for you.
Yes,
sorry.
I'm not cultured. Honolulu had to say, this has been in the works for the last 3+ seasons. We are excited to see it all come together. Excited to have back such an amazing user after their quick stint incarcerated. Most importantly, with this pick, we are finally making moves to vote Laser off the island.
Beautiful. Love that.
I'll touch on that a little bit. This absolutely has been in the works for a long time. So when we traded Laser to Honolulu, they even said in the trade talks that we need a quarterback that better fits our time frame for when OD recreates. And so it was something I think everybody in the league knew, but they've been pushing for this for a while, and great user and a great pick, of course.
Yep. This was definitely his preferred destination, so glad to see that they have a reunion here. And with another quarterback off the board, Chicago is now on the clock. And with the 12th pick, Chicago selects to trade with Swanky. Swanky and Colorado moved up 5 picks and gave us a couple of early, mid, second rounders. You have anything you want to say about it, Swanky?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple people kind of in our mind that we saw like at 17 and 19 that we thought might be there. But we also had a few people that we were really kind of our blue chip prospects for this draft that were still here. So like basically I think from pick 8 or 9 onwards, every time a GM was on the clock, I was messaging him like, hey, you guys want to move back? Just because we really wanted to grab someone here.
Yeah, whenever I put that pick on the block, I had a feeling you were about to be in my DMs since you'd been advertising that package for a while. That's funny though, because it's kind of the opposite of how we felt. We were thinking that there were so many people on the board that we would be fine with taking that we'd take a bit of a gamble and see if 2 of them fell to us a little bit later. So,
yeah.
Now Colorado is on the clock.
Yeah, so with this 12th overall pick that we just traded for, the Colorado Yeti will select. Uh-oh.
There we go.
Wide receiver Rocky Moreau from user Q West. So like I said, once we got to this point, we still had 1 or 2 people on our board that we really liked. We saw Q West here, and we were like, we got to pull the trigger on this one if we can. He's such a like dependable earner. He's already at 260 TPE. We've spent our last couple picks on the defensive side, but with Cole Maxwell getting up there in age, we really need to address that wide receiver position and make sure that while we're rebuilding our defense, our offense stays, at the top of its game. So yeah, a lot of people that scouted QS will know he had a pretty long list of demands for whatever team he wanted to go to. But kind of as the draft was going on, we were looking at that list and we were like, we could accommodate all this. Like this fits in well with our timeline pretty good. So yeah, we're excited to have QS. We're excited to see if we can bring him another Hall of Fame player.
Nice. Yeah, QS, awesome user. One of the most dedicated users, I'd say, especially to their player, like with earning. Glad to see that he landed in a spot where he's going to excel. Or hopefully not. I don't know. All right. Sarasota's up next.
Real hater energy from CC right there. The 13th overall pick, the Sarasota Sailfish select Dip Dillon, wide receiver. So here's what they have to say about this pick. In scouting, Dip really made an impression, but wasn't someone we expected to have a chance at. They've been quite impressive at earning with some massive media posts, and their flexibility to play anywhere on the field will be invaluable.
Yeah, Dip was, if we hadn't traded 12 overall, we probably would have taken Dip. Pretty cool user from what I've heard from my scouts. Next up is Honolulu again.
With the 14th pick in the ISFL Draft, Honolulu has selected to trade.
Ooh.
Nice.
Honolulu will receive the 16th overall pick and the 30th overall pick and send the 14th overall pick to New York.
Nice. All right. Now New York is up.
And yeah, I don't have any notes on the actual trade really, but for the final pick of the first round of the S37 draft, the New York Silverbacks will select.
Did it again. It's not me. It's the slideshow.
Look at that.
Dramatic pause. Running back Michael Touchback from user Taco Cat. So Zan says Taco Cat was a user we viewed very early as a potential steal. He was a late joiner who'd been really active in the Minnesota locker room. And with the first round winding down, they kind of were in the same boat as us, where they didn't want to take the risk of him not falling to their next pick. They wanted to make sure they didn't miss out on Taco Cat. So luckily, they were able to find a trade partner in Honolulu to move up and get their guy.
Let's go. Love to see it.
Yep. All right. Berlin is on the clock.
With the 15th overall pick in the ISFL Draft, Berlin picks known acquaintance.
Oh, I love it.
Reach.
Big reach. Rhodes. So Rhodes is someone we didn't expect to pick a kicker here. We kind of thought there'd maybe be like Dip or maybe we were hoping for Dusty too, just given salary caps. But when you see Rhodes sitting there on the block at 15 or on the board at 15th overall, on the block, on the board.
not this again.
Not this again.
You take him. So kicker is one big position of need. We didn't have a kicker coming into the season, so they'll get an instant call up. But we also know that they're really good friends with the mid and southpaw. So just pairing the three together in this draft, and all three of them going to fill a position of need with an instant call up is great. So welcome to the team, and Honolulu can quit DMing me trade offers.
Speaking of Honolulu, looks like they're up again.
With the 16th pick of the ISFL Draft, Honolulu picks. Oh, can't say that name either. Monty Ward, XQC famous. No, it's too. It's not American enough. Honolulu had to say we had great scouting conversations here, and know they're going to fit in great with our locker room. And bonus that they fit in positional need for the future. I'll elaborate a little bit more. I've had XQC on a team or two in the past, and they're great in the locker room. They'll also contribute some really fantastic signatures if you give them the chance. And yeah, I think their bank is still just like flushed with cash. I'd probably bet easily over 30 mil, if not closer to 50. So I think they have a chance to be a really good pick here.
I think that's a Willie Gay Jr. render too. Love to see that. Next up is my team, the Chicago Butchers, and with the 17th pick, we select defensive end striker Brown, user CHX Hawk. First Frey wrote this note because he's the one that had the pleasure of scouting him. First Frey said, after trading down, we take a swing at a new user, CHX Hawk. Coming over from PBE, CHX Hawk is a great fit for us to continue to bolster our young defensive front and also bring a new face to Chicago. They played defensive end and linebacker in real life, so we hope to continue their sack fest, but this time in their ISFL career. Welcome to the Butchers. And now UC is back up with the Copperheads.
Yeah, sorry. So the 18th overall pick, the Austin Copperheads select Brandon Mason, offensive lineman B Mason. So we kind of, with the cap going down, we really kind of want to get an O lineman here. You know, get a guy who's earning very well. He's doing all the tasks. We're very excited to bring him in.
Nice. Another offensive lineman off the board. We kind of considered B Mason at the last pick, just same reason, offensive line, cap going down. But next up is me again, Chicago. And with the 19th pick, we select quarterback Brock Landers Jr., user Gucci. We've already waited a bit too long to find a successor to Oles, our quarterback. So like I've been mentioning throughout this stream, quarterback was a huge priority for us in this draft. We knew we'd have a chance to get one because there were so many QBs in the class, but we did get a little bit nervous after the run on QBs in the first round. But we took the risk of trading down because we felt like we could get Gucci with one of these picks after so many other teams had already taken a quarterback. And luckily we were right. Gucci's last player, capped out at around 1350 TPE. So hopefully he can earn as well or better and become the next star quarterback of the Butchers. And next up is the New Orleans second line.
With the 20th pick in the draft, the New Orleans second line pick, Adam Rage, Mr. Mom. And the notes from Guitar Master say, as a Tijuana player, I got to personally see Mr. Mom in the locker room and interact with him. He is from a few other leagues, but he still takes the time to chat with teammates and get hyped on game days. That plus a willingness for positional flexibility and a recommendation from our War Room member, JY, we made us super happy to land him at this pick. JY had to say about the pick Mr. Mom hails from the SHL and was an immediate contributor and an all-around good dude from the get-go. We are fortunate to get him at this stage, and he will for sure be a good fit in the locker room. Jason would also like to say, dude is Pog champ.
Thank you, Double. Very helpful.
Double gang.
Pog.
All right. Next up is Philadelphia, and with the 21st pick, the Liberty select cornerback Tingus Pingus Negs.
Who?
Reach.
Reach.
Negs wrote a note for himself, and all it says is reach. So
it's not even bother.
Talk about how they don't want them in their locker room.
Very true. All right, Philadelphia's up again. Hopefully, this isn't another GM pick. With pick 22, they select linebacker Gribba Fister. I thought it was Foster. Negs had to say, really great user. We were happy to see them at our pick, and he was a no-brainer for us. His Discord picture is of Plankton. Enough said.
That's pretty good.
Yep. Very good notes there. And next up, we have Yellowknife. Who is being read by...
Oh, that's me again. Okay, so with the 23rd overall pick, the Yellowknife rates select Ryan Murray, safety from Bondi Beach. The Yellowknife had this to say. They're looking forward to adding Ryan to join their dominant secondary. The recent Wraith resurgence has been driven by our defense, and we want to continue investing in that defense to help keep up with the high-powered offenses in the NSFC. Ryan is a great fit and has enormous potential to grow and excel with their team.
Nice. Good pick. Next up is San Jose. Is this their first pick?
This is their first pick.
Nice.
And with the 24th pick, San Jose will select Luther Vox, user Luther Vox. And
straight to the point.
Yep.
I don't know if this is CK or Russ. I'm going to assume this is Russ.
It's Russ, yeah.
Russ said, with an aging Higgins and a free agent, veteran free agent, Onion Man, wide receiver is going to be in need for us very soon. Gordon Bombay is a GM for London, so we've got that connection with Luther as well. We didn't get the chance to have a scouting conversation with them, but they're earning at a decent clip, and once we establish that connection further, should be a great asset for us in the passing game. Gordo did mention that Luther has been away for a little bit and just came back in time to see their playoff loss. But hope that doesn't deter them from the league, because there are many good times to come in San Jose. Great job there, Russ.
All right. Next up, we have the Outlaws.
All right. So, number 25 overall, the Arizona Outlaws select.
Sorry.
A huge reach.
Another one.
This is running back Danny Nadelko from user Crunk. So I've got some notes here from Crunk. So let's see what Crunk has to say about Crunk. Crunk was someone we absolutely loved in scouting. I had some amazing talks with Crunk, and we knew right away we wanted to make Crunk an outlaw. With Q getting towards the end of his career, this just made a perfect opportunity to transition to the next future MVP, which is Crunk. I was worried that Crunk was going to be gone, so I tried to trade up at one point when Crunk was still there, but luckily for us, Crunk managed to fall all the way to us here. I see a lot of great things in the future for Crunk in the ISFL. Crunk,
yeah. Congratulations, Crunk. That's one of my favorite draft notes that I've ever gotten. Good job with that, Simo. Okay, next up we have the Sailfish.
Oh, again, I am very bad at this. So with the 26th overall pick, the Sarasota Sailfish select yummy hot dog pie, flesh bag soup.
Ugh.
So with some aging offensive linemen heading towards the end of their career, we wanted to grab an O-line to have ready to step in their place. We know we're getting a reliable one with Bagel, along with a great user that's generally fun to have in your locker room. Yeah, but I can't really ignore that render now, can I? Holy shit.
No. I had a pretty long conversation with Bagel about the render and about the image, wondering if I could like ban use of the GIF that he sends out to people. So I'm glad they took him here, because it definitely was not going to be a fit for us. So let's see who we did take. with the 27th pick, and it was running back Blibby Spoopy, user Whatamus. Whatamus is one of the coolest guys I've ever met in the league. Super smooth dude, super smooth voice. I know him from elsewhere too, like in Southpaw's Halo League, where like I said earlier, I was kills leader of the runner-up of the lowest league. That along with the fact that he has one of my favorite player names in the draft, and we share the same name in real life. This pick was a no-brainer for me. He hasn't been able to spend as much time on the league as he was hoping because his band can't stop getting booked, which I think is a pretty good problem to have. But we're hoping that maybe that'll change. Maybe whenever it gets colder, people won't want awesome music as much anymore.
I cried when this pick happened.
Yep.
Whatamus is going to be great. Once he gets some free time, he's just going to take off.
Mm-hmm. Awesome guy. I know you wanted to pair him with Southpaw, but too bad. And next up is the second line.
The 28th pick in the draft, the second line select Deckard Shaw, user Deckard. And Guitar Master had this to say: another Tijuana player. We had to make sure to keep the pipeline alive. Jay recommended this player and said Deckard is best known for his... what the hell is that? His movements and good vibes around the locker room. We are excited to welcome him to the young royalty known as the second line. Deckard has been extremely active in the locker room over in Tijuana, and we felt like he would be a great fit for the team here. Whether that be getting hype on game day, talking sports, or talking and playing multiverses, we were happy to see him fall to this pick.
Oh, God.
Your
what
notes.
did I do?
You said you weren't going to
The sacred notes.
I was trying to see what Dustin was struggling with in the notes.
It's the ch movements. SCH.
All right.
Not for me.
Next up is Dustin again.
With the 29th pick in the draft, Berlin has selected Thwomp. User Waldo. So Waldo is someone I had the pleasure to GM when I first got my DSFL GM job in Minnesota, back when they were playing quarterback. And I think I had no issues with Waldo. I think they're a little controversial at the time. But fast forward a little bit and we come to find out that they weren't quite the person that they were saying they were. And I think they've matured a lot since then. So, I think we've had a lot of users with similar situations, and we're just excited to bring Waldo to the team, welcome them, and let them start over and be the person they want to be. So, welcome to the team, and we're excited to have you.
Yep, I'm really excited to see how Waldo works out now that he feels like he can be himself. And next up are the Hahalua.
With the 30th pick in the draft, the Honolulus, that's what we're going to call them, pick Adrian St. Christmas, user Nunkampoop. No, I don't know how to say that. So here's what Han had to say. Clearly an amazing user and love to see them available here in the third. Another great user we look forward to having in the locker room. This pick's a little interesting. I know that they're a quarterback, but they plan to be a journeyman quarterback, which I think made it very difficult for such a great user to be taken this late. So you can't really plan for them to be a long-term starter. But they certainly probably deserve to be drafted a little higher, but I think it'll be great to see something like this happen in the ISFL.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how it works out. Could be really cool. Is that the Big Show?
No, it's Paul Wright.
Oh, okay.
That's the Big Show's real name.
I figured. Next up is Swanky and the Yeti again.
All right. So with the round 3, pick 31 of the S37 ISFL Draft, the Colorado Yeti selects wide receiver Jardarius Jones from user Go to the Gym 18. So we've had a pretty surprising draft, I'd say, up to this point for the most part. We got we picked the quarterback and then the kind of lower TPE player compared to most of the other first rounders, and then the trade up. So we're just gonna, keep that trend going here. We're gonna pick a 50 TPE player. Thing is,
no stats.
no stats. I didn't even notice that. But this is Bunny, who we drafted last season. It's her coworker in real life, and he's actually been very active in our locker room. Surprisingly, they've both been really positive additions, really fun people. So we're hoping with some familiar faces, and they'll keep getting along with us, and we're hoping this will work out for us in the long run. This might be a steal.
For sure. Nice. Next up is are the Austin Copperheads.
Let's go. So with the 32nd overall pick, the Copperheads select Cade York Jr. LSU fan 1 kicker. So we really need a kicker because our old one's S29 and she's kind of almost on her way out. And I know a lot of people couldn't reach LSU fan, but luckily I am not so unlucky. So hopefully we can get him active and earning again. It'd be a really good pick, hopefully.
Very impressive that you were able to get a hold of him. All right. Next up is Baltimore. Oh, did you have something?
It's me again.
Oh,
that's me again.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So with the 33rd overall pick, Baltimore selects Way Trains Jabs. With the 33rd, so here's what they have to say about this pick. We are very excited to get a talent like Way here at number 33. Although he isn't the best earner yet, we have hope he'll be able to contribute to the team in a big way. We can't wait to have him on the team. Jabs is a great user. He's a minors GM over in PBE. He's really good over there. Hopefully he can kind of bring that energy over here as well.
All right. And Baltimore's picking back-to-back here.
34th overall pick. Baltimore selects Desquarius Green the Fifth. Absolutely incredible name right there. Green, it runs solo. So they heard some good things about the last 2 picks in their war room, apparently. I don't really know what that means. That defensive end is another underrated position. Maybe he'll see some early play time at D tackle. We'll see what the future holds. We're very excited about the pick here. That's right.
Yep, I had my eye on Desquarius as well as the Tijuana updater. But next up is New York.
All right. So with the 35th pick of the S37 draft, the New York Silverbacks select a kicker, Patty McGinnis, from user The Pope. So little background, this is a user that Zan knows pretty well from his days back as Dallas GM. He was the GM of Pope's first player, Francis Pope, who was a bird dog for a good bit and just was really a fun user in the locker room. I've heard the same thing from other people besides just Zan. They're really hoping they can, kind of bring him back. Obviously, his TP is a little bit low there, but they want to bring him back, keep him earning, and, he could be a good, have a good player and have a good locker room impact.
Yeah, I had a really good conversation with Pope. I'm not sure why the earning is so low. Seems pretty excited for this player.
I think they created as late as possible.
That would make a lot of sense.
And then not doing everything. And then,
right.
To this point.
Yep. All right. Next up is DeWalt and the Hot Lizzies.
Lizzies with the 36th pick. Select Aaron Ford, A49910. We said Aaron Ford. We may not see A Ford around the chats a lot, but we know they've still been around the league, and we heard rumors they may be potentially helping with dots next season. Don't know if that's true or not, but I sure hope so. We're excited to make them a part of the Berlin team, and if they're around and they earn well, they could very easily have a path to our lead running back with Lance Jack taking a step back. So we're excited to have them on the team.
Look at that average right there. That's going to be an elite player from Berlin right there.
That's instant call up.
We'll see if it translates. All right.
The
Yellow
37th.
Knife. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah. See, I didn't forget this.
Hey, you're on top.
The 37th overall pick. The Wraiths select Vader Page Vichy, cornerback. from Minnesota. In this round, it's all about value, and the Wraiths feel they have found it with Vader Page. With the increased focus on the pass in the conference, you can never have enough talented quarterbacks. Made this an easy choice for Yellowknife. We are looking forward to have Vader suit up in the gray and blue and having his presence known to the league.
You're really reading Arx's notes in like a really intense way.
I gotta. That's just what I do, right? That's when I got called on in school, like during the book reading, I always read it.
You read like that?
It's important. Yes, it's important.
What you want to do is you want to read like as poorly as you can. That way they don't call on you again.
But I enjoyed it. I wanted to.
Okay. I didn't know you were a nerd, but next
up
is
I only
San
wanted
Jose.
to read in like a group. I don't read on my own.
Yes. All
Just
right.
in the group setting.
No, whatever. It's fine. San Jose's on the clock.
With the 38th pick, San Jose selects Cornelius King III, user CK. So normally you think GM picks have to be taken in the second, but CK Royal is so bad it gets taken in the third.
Yeah, we figured we'd let it slide.
You hate to see it. You really hate to see it.
Russ had to say, as previously mentioned, wide receiver is going to be a big need, so we double dipped. CK may have slipped down some draft boards due to their lower TPE, but it seems like that stemmed more from an issue with his update. He's been doing great with getting tasks completed and still has some opportunities to catch up even further this offseason. He's also brothers with longtime standout user Moonlight, so the pedigree is there. Hopefully he's ready to blaze his own trail and write his story with the Sabercats.
Nice. Next up we have the Outlaws.
So with the number 39 pick, the Outlaws will select wide receiver Mickey Lovin from user McLovin. I'm reading the notes here, and it just says more stuff about Crunk. Like it just keeps going.
Stop it.
Okay, no, but actually, they say they picked this guy because the render was McLovin but jacked, as you can see on your screens. If he comes back active, Arizona gets an alpha, and we will all fear him. I didn't make that up. That was the actual notes.
Yeah, that's what Simo sent. Simo also said he said I didn't have to say this on stream, but if you use an AI art generator and give it McLovin but jacked, he said it's extremely cursed. So you guys can check that out if you want to. But next up we have Orange County, and at pick 40, Orange County selects defensive end Larry Fisherman, user Larry Fisherman. Orange County didn't provide any notes, but looks like they got a 50 TP player here. So hopefully they can come back and be a good earner for Orange County. Another
At least
Chiefs
this one
render.
has stats.
Yeah,
like
true.
some other 50 player that got taken.
Yeah. Love to see another Chiefs render with Frank Clark. Next up, we have Sarasota.
Wait, they didn't give me notes for this pick, so
well,
there's nothing there. Sorry to whoever this is. Yeah.
You could still read it though.
I don't even remember who it was. I didn't know they had the.
Okay, with the 41st pick, the Sarasota Sailfish select wide receiver Duke Smith, user Draco Thompson. Yep, another 50 TPE. Looks like we're getting to that point. So again, hopefully they come back and be active and have poor games against all of our teams. Next up is New Orleans.
And with the 42nd pick of the draft, New Orleans selects Cardino Tarantino. Sorry, Cardino Tarantino.
Cardarino Tarantino.
Come on,
dude.
Come on.
Bless you.
I'm over here apologizing to Nuck for messing up his name because I called.
It's just
I called him
all you had to do is say Nunk. That's all you had to say.
Don't care. So I'm over here busy worrying about apologizing for that. Lamp Wizard. And here's what Guitar Master had to say. Unfortunately, this player has not been on the site since July 11th, but we have a future native tight end, and also with a name like Lamp Wizard. It was hard to pass on this pick. Hopefully they see the draft and come back to the league.
Nice. I like the player name more than the username personally, but To each
prefer
their own.
names I can read, but
It's
yeah,
not that hard though. All right, let's see if you can read the next one.
Not working with a full deck of cards here. With the 43rd pick, Berlin selects Bakari Rambo.
Hey,
User
you got it.
Bakari Rambo. Bakari is in PBL and PBE, and we understand that they may not have a lot of time for ISFL SL recently, but we're glad to add them to the team and hope that once they get some free time, they can join the team and be a part of our future success. So come on back.
Or don't.
Free up your
Whatever.
schedule. Okay, that's uncalled for. This is an active user. You can't be acting like that.
I'm sorry. All right, next up is New York.
All right, pick 44, the New York Silverbacks select wide receiver Orion Jasper from user Hazumiki. So Hazumiki was a user that Zan really enjoyed scouting on their first player. He says it seems like they've gone IA this time around, but they're hoping history repeats itself and they come back and turn into another massive steal. Because I guess I'm not familiar with their first user.
I am. I drafted him.
I mean, was it the same kind of deal there? Did they come back later and
they were like pretty much IA at the time of the draft, and I DM'd them after, and they got super excited and they got up to like 400 TPE. And they were like,
yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I remember them getting up
pick,
to.
I think. Okay. Zeph was their name in Discord. Zeph, they joined a ton of game nights in Chicago. Awesome person. Super fun to have in the locker room. I'd love to see Zeph come back and be active in the league.
Yeah, well, they're excited to bring him back, and like you said, hopefully history repeats itself.
Mm-hmm. Next up is you again.
Yeah, so me again. This is the third time I've gone back to back here. So number 45, the Colorado Yetis select safety Dalibor Dvorsky from user Lemore7. So yeah, this is a safety we picked.
Cool.
Hopefully he comes back. I didn't get a response from him, but fingers crossed.
I feel like let's just go on ahead. Honolulu's on the clock.
Just skip that. I wish we could do that every time CC talks.
Yep.
With pick number 46, Honolulu select.
It's an easy one. Come on.
Dubromil Dvorak.
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 That's a real name. Come on.
Dude, you gave this to me on purpose. This is terrible. We're really looking forward to getting Southie in the locker room and for a long career with Honolulu.
Yep, Southie, longtime user. I don't think they've had a high earning player in a while, but hopefully they can.
There's been circumstances. There's been circumstances.
Oh yeah.
Did he really get 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns on 82 TPE?
Very impressive. Must have maxed that speed.
It's kind of insane.
What I was gonna say on the last pick is I don't know if they created together, but the names were so similar. It threw me off for a second.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Moving on though, Baltimore is now on the clock.
With the 47th overall pick, the Baltimore Hawks select.
Very somber for this one.
I don't know what was going on there. Jackson Cannon. Okay. Jack _ JC, whatever. So Baltimore has this to say. They hope that he comes back to the league. They'd love to have him as our kicker of the future. We'll see if he gets the call up already. Jesus. Or if he'll wait another season. If you're watching, please reach out to us. Smiley face. I sure hope they don't have to call him up at 57.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I don't know. I'd kind of like to see how it worked out. Let's see. Second line, back on the clock.
Of course, with the 48th pick, New Orleans selects Damian Chambers, user Damien823. Guitar Master says Damian hasn't been on the site for a while either, not since July 13th. But this late in the draft, we saw that they had done a few tests, just never updated. So we want to take a shot in the dark. Hope they see the draft and are inspired to come back to the league. Guitar Master will Venmo you $20 if you return. So.
I believe that's
wow.
illegal.
Oh, well, it's in the notes, so.
Nice, yep.
Yeah, definitely in there. Don't ask for
definitely,
copies.
yeah. Here, let me open it again instead of showing the slideshow. All right.
No.
The Otters are on the clock again, and at pick 49, they will select running back Tyler Orator, user Chuganaut. I kind of like that name. Again, no notes, but at this point, you're just hoping that they are maybe watching the stream and get excited about the league. So if you're out there Chuganaut, I like your name, and hit up the Orange County GMs. Next up is Philly, and I got 2 different notes for this one from Negs. So with pick 50, the Liberty select wide receiver Toby Hayes, user just pure luck 08. The first note was if I had a gun with 2 bullets and I was in a room with Hitler, Bin Laden, and Toby, I would shoot Toby twice. I'm not joking. He really did. He really did say
The
that.
Office quote. Oh, yeah. So good.
The other one was very long-winded, and I'm glad he chose to go with that one instead of the first one. So, I don't think you're going to be getting this IA back if they're watching the stream next. Sorry, but I think it was worth it because that was hilarious. Yellowknife is on the clock. Which is being read by...
There's no pick. There's no pick there.
Oh, is there not?
No, the draft ends. But it's over.
Oh,
it's
that's anticlimactic.
We got the whole 21 people still watching.
Here, come up with a note for it.
For what? What's they're gonna?
The pick.
Oh, there you go. They select the end of the draft. Yellowknife. They select finish
nice.
The draft. What's SBS gonna pick? Because apparently they're on the clock.
Reach.
I'm scared to click again, so I'm not going to.
CK's third multi.
I assume it's just gonna go to a black screen.
I would assume so, but I don't want to leak anything else on accident.
Pictures of Infinite's vacation. Just slideshow.
All right. That's it for the draft. Congratulations to all the rookies. I'll post your SIGs here very soon after the stream ends. Make sure to reach out to your GMs if you haven't gotten a locker room invite yet. And thank you to everyone that joined the stream to host with me. Thank you guys. So
no, thank you.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. Thank you for finally ending the stream so we can get off of this and stop talking to you.
Yeah. All right.
Amen to that.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.